walked up to you after taking his walk down to the pylon, and then he walked back up to you on the sidelines before Snoop went in, and he said something to you. You shook your head. I mean, was he trying to get back?
He's a competitive kid. The plan was to go with Snoop there, so but I wouldn't make any more of it than that.
Man, Jordan Love just turned doubters into believers overnight. 360 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. The dude was cooking. Micah Parsons tried to cause chaos out there, but it didn't matter.
In that moment when I was talking to my best friend, you know, how hard it was, and just, you know, not wavering faith-wise. I just had gotten a text from my sister and my stepmom, and it was just an encouraging text on, you know, just keep going and keep spreading the faith, and they just sent me a link on social media, and I tell you guys all the time that I'm not on social media, so I didn't see it, so that was just it was just a sign from God for me to keep going, and that, you know, I'm in the right place. Yesterday I was just praying over and over and over again, like, yo, like, just one win, and you know. But all that to say is that, you know, God is real, God is good, and everything that we go through in this life is for a purpose. So, yeah.
The Packers walked in and handled business, plain and simple. 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, and Jordan Love just kicked the door wide open into the MVP race. It's no longer just Baker Mayfield, Jonathan Taylor, or Drake May. Nah, Jordan Love's name is officially in that conversation now. The kid's on fire, and everyone's finally waking up to it. Now, let's talk about Sean Payton and his Broncos sitting at 6-2 after straight up embarrassing the Cowboys 44-24. Yeah, 5 wins in a row sounds impressive, but I'm not fooled. Not one bit. I'm not buying this hype around Bo Nix no matter how good they looked last night. The Cowboys' defense was a complete disaster. They made Denver look like a Super Bowl squad. Sean Payton's a mastermind, sure, but Bo Nix? Nah, I'm still not sold. That explosive Broncos offense everyone's raving about? That ain't the real deal. Not buying it for a second. And while we're at it, let's finally close the book on this fake Dak Prescott MVP talk. The Cowboys got smacked by the Broncos and Dak looked straight average. 188 yards and 2 picks, that's not MVP material. That's just bad football. The media keeps trying to force this narrative. But the truth's out there now. Dak reminds me of Dominique Wilkins, the human highlight film, who could light up the scoreboard but never made it count when it mattered most. That's Dak. Flashy numbers, 0 real impact when it's time to deliver.
Now, myself with outside type of things, but you know, I'm committed to his development, just like all of our rookies. So we'll continue to focus on getting our guys better, and that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
And did you, I'm sure you kind of answered this last night, but why didn't you keep him in for the 2-minute, or why did you decide to take him out?
Yeah, nothing more than decided to give Snoop some work at the end of the game.
Now on to Lamar Jackson's situation. And man, this one's messy. Nobody even knows what's real right now. Is his injury serious? Minor? Nothing at all? The whole thing feels cloudy. And you gotta wonder, if it wasn't for that wild NBA gambling scandal that's been blowing up every headline, would people even be making such a big deal out of this? The Ravens had everyone thinking Lamar was good to go. Full practice Friday, right? Then suddenly by the weekend he's ruled out? Something's off. And the worst part, we didn't even get the real info until Friday night or Saturday morning. If that ain't suspicious, I don't know what is. Jordan Love just silenced every critic in one night. 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. Man, he was out there making it look effortless. Micah Parsons brought pressure, but it didn't matter. Love stayed cool and torched that defense like it was practice. The Packers walked in with confidence and walked out with respect. 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, and Jordan Love just forced his way into the MVP convo. Forget Baker Mayfield, Jonathan Taylor, or Drake May. Jordan's name belongs right there with them now. The man's heating up, and everyone's finally realizing he's for real. But let's slide over to Sean Payton and his Broncos, sitting at 6-2 after humiliating the Cowboys 44-24. 5 straight wins sound good on paper, but I'm not buying into that fairy tale. Bo Nix looked like a superstar for one night, but come on, that Cowboys defense made anybody look good. Dallas played like they left their pride at the airport. Sean Payton can coach, no doubt, but this Broncos offense that fans are drooling over, it's smoke and mirrors. Bo Nix ain't fooling me, not yet. That game was more about how bad the Cowboys looked than how great Denver played. Now let's end this fake Dak Prescott MVP campaign once and for all. The media been pushing this narrative like it's gospel, But we saw what happened. 188 yards, 2 interceptions, and not a single clutch moment in sight. That's not MVP material, that's average at best. Dak's got talent, sure, but when it's time to show up, he folds. He's like Dominique Wilkins. Highlight reels for days. But when the lights get brightest, the impact disappears. Dak's got numbers, but no real bite when it counts. And then there's Lamar Jackson. What's really going on with him? Nobody can give a straight answer. Is it a big injury, a small one, or just smoke from the Ravens camp? The whole thing feels shady. And let's be real, if that NBA gambling mess wasn't taking over every headline, this story would be front-page chaos. 1 minute, reports say Lamar practiced fully on Friday. Next minute, he's ruled out for the game. What's going on? The Ravens kept it quiet till the weekend, and that's raising eyebrows all across the league. Something about this whole situation just doesn't add up. Jordan Love just flipped the whole script overnight. 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. This man made the field look like a backyard scrimmage. Micah Parsons came in trying to wreak havoc, but Love stayed calm, cool, and deadly accurate. The Packers didn't just play. They dominated. 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie, and suddenly Jordan Love's name is echoing through MVP talks loud and clear. Forget Baker Mayfield, Jonathan Taylor, or Drake May. Jordan's earned his spot at that table. The man's got ice in his veins, and now the whole league's taking notice. Now, Sean Payton and the Broncos, 6-2 after completely humiliating the Cowboys, 44-24. Sounds good, right? But don't let the record fool you. I'm still not buying the hype around Bo Nix, not for a second. The Cowboys' defense made him look like he was out there playing Madden on rookie mode. Dallas looked lost, like they left their entire playbook on the team bus. Sean Payton's coaching skills are elite, no doubt, but this Broncos offense that everyone's hyping up? Nah, that's an illusion. Bo Nix ain't proven yet, not even close. That game showed more about how bad the Cowboys fell apart than how good Denver really is. And it's time we stop pretending Dak Prescott's MVP talk was ever real. The media's been selling that dream hard, but reality hit. 188 yards, 2 interceptions, and not 1 clutch throw to save the night. That's not greatness, that's mediocrity. Dak puts up flashy numbers when there's no pressure, but when it's time to lead, crickets. He's like Dominique Wilkins, highlight plays for the crowd. But when it's time to win, the spark disappears. Dak's got all the tools, but none of the results when the moment matters. Then we got Lamar Jackson's mystery injury. Man, what's even happening? Is it serious, minor, or just the Ravens playing games with the reports? Nobody knows. The timing is weird too, especially with that NBA gambling scandal drowning out headlines. If that chaos wasn't going on, Lamar's story would be front and center. First, they said he practiced fully Friday. Then by the weekend, he's out. Something smells off. The Ravens' communication's been sketchy, and now the whole league's side-eyeing them. This situation just doesn't sit right, not one bit. Man, the Steelers might be sitting at 4-3, but let's be honest, they're straight up struggling. And the Bengals? Yeah, it's time to call it a wrap. This season looks cooked for them. Word is the Cowboys hit up Cincinnati asking about Trey Hendrickson, and the Bengals said no. Seriously? After that collapse? Come on. They need to rethink that real quick. That loss to the Jets was beyond embarrassing. 23 points given up in the 4th quarter and 39 total to New York? Nah, that's ugly. Wrap it up and move on. Trade Hendrickson while he still has value. Let him head to Dallas or anywhere else where his talent actually means something, because that meltdown, that was the kind of game that ends seasons. Now Raheem Morris, oh man, he's digging himself into a hole he might not crawl out of. The Dolphins came limping into that matchup, and somehow he made them look like world beaters. Miami dropped 34-10 on his Falcons. At home, you got Kirk Cousins sitting there as the most expensive backup in the league, and he barely moved the chains. Raheem's in his second chance as an NFL head coach. No excuses this time. No talk about unfair treatment or bad luck. This is on him. You got Michael Penix Jr., your young quarterback, and a veteran in Cousins, yet the offense looked lifeless. Tua Tagovailoa's crew hadn't been lighting it up lately, but they sure looked revived against Atlanta, giving up 34 points at home while only scoring 10 with a $150 million quarterback? That's brutal. Honestly, that's almost a fireable performance right there. But you already know Arthur Blank, the Falcons' owner, is going to do everything he can to make it work with Raheem. Still, let's be real. He's running out of time fast. If Atlanta keeps spiraling and ends the season around 7-10 or worse, that might be it. No more passes, no more excuses. You gotta move on. The city's losing patience, and this kind of effort won't cut it. Now, before wrapping up, let me share something wild that came across my prep notes. My producer, John Hadley, sent me a stat trying to compare Bo Nix to John Elway. Yeah, you heard that right. He pointed out that Bo Nix is 16-9 as a starter, the same record Elway had in his first 25 regular season games with the Broncos. Hadley, what were you thinking? Comparing Bo Nix to a legend like Elway? That's just crazy talk. No disrespect to Bo, but Elway's in a whole different universe. I read that note and almost dropped my coffee. That's how wild it was. I don't know what Hadley was trying to prove, but man, that's one comparison that should have never left the draft folder. Man, that's one of the wildest takes I've ever heard in my life. After that, Hadley hit me with a whole list of stats. Touchdowns, interceptions, completion rates, trying to prove that Bo Nix and John Elway were somehow comparable. I almost couldn't believe what I was reading. Two totally different eras, two completely different levels of greatness. If Bo Nix had been playing in the 80s, he wouldn't have lasted a season. The defenses back then would have sent him packing. That comparison is straight nonsense. Hadley, don't you ever put Bo Nix and John Elway in the same sentence again, not even by accident. Let's set the record straight right now. John Elway is the greatest quarterback of all time. Yeah, I said it and I stand by it. I know what Tom Brady accomplished. I know all about the rings and the stats, but when it comes to pure quarterback talent, arm strength, grit, and leadership, Elway's the GOAT, period. He carried entire teams on his back and nobody, I mean nobody, did it like him. So now I gotta ask you, should my producer John Hadley get fired for saying Bo Nix is even in the same category as John Elway? I'm taking this real serious. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Should Hadley stay or go? Let me know what you think. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild takes and football talk.